to allow a martial arts gym to operate at the current vacant tenant space located at 1808 West Whittier Boulevard. Daniel Ruiz of the Planning Division will provide a presentation, and I believe the applicant is here. I'll go ahead and hand it off to Daniel at this time. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair, members of the Planning Commission, and the public. Tonight, I will be presenting case number PC-2024-0011-CUP for a conditional use permit to operate a Muay Thai martial arts gym at 1808 West Whittier Boulevard. Next slide, please. On July 2nd, 2024, Los Angeles Muay Thai, the applicant, filed a conditional use permit application to allow the operation of a martial arts gym at 2313 West Whittier Boulevard, the project site. On July 3rd, 2024, staff issued a deemed complete letter. Next slide, please. The existing lot is a vacant commercial tenant space which consists of approximately 6,508 square feet with a building area of approximately 5,983 square feet located at the intersection of West Whittier Boulevard and North 18th Street. The proposed martial arts gym will take up the entirety of the building at 1808 West Whittier Boulevard. The 15 required parking spaces for the project site will be met through the parking provided at the parking lot adjacent to the project site at 1800 West Whittier Boulevard. And the parking lot and the overall site area are reflected within the image shown here. Next slide, please. The subject property is in the C2 General Commercial Zone. The subject property is surrounded by commercially zoned properties to the east, south, and west. The properties located north of the subject site across the alleyway are zoned R1, single-family residential. The immediate surrounding land use designations are neighborhood and corridor, which is compatible with the corridor land use designation of the project site. This proposal will not have an adverse impact on adjacent or abutting properties. Next slide, please. The floor plan visible here demonstrates the overall breakdown of the interior of the proposed martial arts gym. The boxing ring, punching bags, open mat space, and free weights area are the main areas which will be used by customers to practice martial arts. Additionally, the applicant is proposing to add a stretching and recovery room as well as a shower stall at the site. Next slide, please. Case number PC-2024-011-CUP is considered a project per the California Environmental Quality Act CEQA definition. The project is categorically exempt per CEQA section 15301 related to existing facilities or a class 1 exemption because this classification consists of the operation, repair, maintenance, permitting, leasing, licensing, or minor alteration of an existing public or private structure, facilities, mechanical equipment, or topographical features involving negligible or no expansion of use. The proposed CUP for a martial arts gym will not expand the existing footprint of the structure at the site, and the proposed improvements to the site include minor interior changes such as removing an interior wall to make room for a boxing ring, adding a shower stall, and adding a stretching or recovery room within the existing space. Next slide, please. On July 22nd, 2024, the public hearing notice was mailed to owners within the 300-foot radius from the exterior boundaries of the subject property. And on July 25th, 2024, the public hearing was published in the daily journal, the Whittier Daily News. Next slide, please. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt resolution number 09-24 approving conditional use permit case number PC-2024-0011-CUP with conditions and determining that the project is exempt from CEQA under CEQA section 15301 related to existing facilities. Thank you. This concludes my presentation. I'm available for questions or comments, as are the representatives for the proposed project.
Madam Chair, if I could just add to Daniel's presentation, and correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but the applicant currently operates a facility in the city, and they've been here for a few years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, in November of 2021, the Planning Commission actually approved Los Angeles Muay Thai to operate at 2313 West Whittier Boulevard, which is located less than half a mile from the project site.
Yeah.
In this case, they're reapplying for a new conditional use permit, which is required, but it's because they're relocating or attempting to relocate to 1808 West Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah, and we've had absolutely no issues whatsoever. They run a great operation there. In addition to that, this space has been vacant for many years. So this would bring I believe, a vibrant use to a vacant space along Whittier Boulevard. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions or any comments for staff at this moment?
For staff with us, for the applicant as a whole, I would just like to say that I think this is a perfect location for this proposed, use. And given the fact that they've had great success since their previous application, I just wanted to say that congratulations.
All right, so are there any questions for staff before we open the public hearing?
I have a question actually for staff.
For staff.
It's just a clarification because the zone is a C2 zone, which is general commercial.
Yes.
What's the reason why this requires a conditional use permit?
So under our Appendix A, the Appendix of Primary Uses, physical fitness parlors or gymnasiums are required to get approval for a conditional use permit in order to operate in the C2 general commercial zone.
So it's just the use, not necessarily the size of the space that they're using?
That is
just
correct.
The use itself?
The
Okay.
use is what necessitates the conditional use permit in this case.
Thank you.
I do have a question. Were there any, during the 300 radius letters that were sent, were there any complaints from the surrounding?
As of this time, and prior to, I checked, and there were no complaints received from the public.
Wonderful, okay. All right, thank you very much. So at this point, I would like to open the public hearing. Or if the applicant would like to come forward, if there's any questions for the commissioners. Oh, that's right.
Madam Chair, if I may, if I can kind of ask that the applicant kind of address more or so how they plan to use the facility, whether there's going to be classes or general use and that kind of stuff, so that the commissioners kind of get a better understanding of how this is going to be operated and, how it's operated down the street from, your older location. Thank you.
Absolutely. My name is David Huerta. This is my wife, Erica Huerta. Thanks for having us. We've been here in the city of Montebello for the past 3 years. We've had great success, and our current location is, we love it there. It's been great for us. The city has been really supportive. The community has been really supportive. I think we just outgrew our space, so it was time for us to move to a bigger location. It's half a block from, or half a mile from where we're at now. It's twice the size, so I think we're going to be able to do more of the same work that we've already been doing, which is just helping out a lot of the people in the community. We have a really good kids program. We have kids that are competing, but the majority of the kids that train, they don't compete. They show up to the gym because they need to be physical. They need an activity that they don't really get nowadays. A lot of kids are into electronics, so the parents bring them to our gym to give them the extra activity that they can get outside of school. We also have our teenage program, and we have adults that train there as well. So we're pretty much wanting to do the same thing that we're doing now, but at a bigger scale, and trying to impact more people in the city of Montebello. Do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Yes. Good evening, Commission. I just wanted to also honor our legendary coaches. We have an expanding coaching staff. So David Huerta is training world champions and regional and national champions in Muay Thai. And we have our boxing and Muay Thai coach, George Zarate, who's a legend in the sport and is probably the first Chicano to fight Muay Thai and to train Muay Thai. So we're proud to bring that history to Montebello. And we have Mike Martinez, who's going to bring a top-notch jiu-jitsu program. And so we're just really proud of our staff and really proud of our young people who are competing, and we're gearing up for the Olympics in 2028, and so we hope to just move our athletes to larger and larger platforms and to a world stage.
Great. Are there any questions for applicant?
Yeah, just a follow-up question, if I may. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit more about, I understand that there's training, but is it one-on-one? Is it like general sessions? And, how late do you go with your training sessions? You indicated that there's kids and teenagers that are brought up to your facilities by the parents, and maybe does some of your training include adult training or working out or that kind of stuff? If you can kind of expand on that.
The majority of our students are adults, and we offer one-on-one classes as well as group classes. We start as early as 6 a.m. on a few days a week, just kind of rough sometimes, but we get started at 6 a.m. and our last class ends at 9 p.m. So it starts at 8, it's an hour class, that's our jiu-jitsu class. So typically our classes end around 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Yes, absolutely. This is a great opportunity for, to encourage, our community and the coming generations for our city and our community and the surrounding our neighboring cities. So to get this community in action. Yes, absolutely. Are there any comments or questions from commissioners? Any additional?
I just wanted to, again, add that this is a perfect location, I feel,
Yes.
because, there's Montebello Intermediate, there's Montebello High School, and, a lot of times kids, wander off into doing, things that they shouldn't be doing, and I feel like this is a perfect location for kids from the surrounding areas when they're exiting school, something that's positive for them to do. I just, again, want to congratulate you on your current success.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I have a follow-up, if I may. Sorry, not necessarily for the applicant, but maybe for staff, and just to clarify maybe, and for others and, members of the community that are here, in person or, watching remotely. The parking is sufficient and code compliant, right? They are not exceeding any standards, or we're not approving anything beyond what the code requires of them to provide, just to clarify.
That is correct. There is adequate parking for the use.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I can get a motion to, there's speaker cards? Okay. Do we have a speaker card?
Madam Chair, we do have a speaker card, but I
Okay.
believe this is for a non-agenda item. Correct me if I'm wrong. Non-agenda. So we can, I think we could address this after we conclude this item.
Perfect.
Thank
So can I get, well, I'd like to close a public hearing, and can I get a motion to approve?
I would like to make a motion to approve conditional use permit case number PC 2024-0011-CUP with recommendations 1 and 2.
I'll second.
Okay, can we get a roll call?
Yes, Madam Chair. Let the record reflect Commissioner Valdez did join, so I will go ahead and take roll call. Chair Morales,
Aye.
Commissioner Cuevas,
Aye.
Commissioner Lomelli,
Aye.
Commissioner Valdez.
Aye.
Item 3 is approved. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Congratulations. And there's the speaker card. If you can get onto the,
Yes, Madam Chair, we do have one speaker card for non-agenda items, and this is from Carol Zhang.
okay.
Honorable Chairperson and Commissioners, my name is Carol Zhang. Our coalition, Community Alliance for Healthy Outdoor Spaces, focuses on informing and educating the community on the dangers of secondhand smoke, which I am here this evening to share with you. Secondhand smoke includes traveling smoke from the burning end of tobacco products such as cigarettes and other plant-based products such as marijuana and cannabis. This also includes aerosols exhaled by users of electronic smoking devices such as e-cigarettes. Secondhand smoke causes adverse health effects for both adults and children. These include stroke, lung cancer, sudden infant death syndrome, and respiratory illnesses, to name a few. Through recent public opinion surveys we collected, 83% of Montebello residents have been exposed to secondhand smoke in outdoor areas in the past year. Yet, 93% and 95% of them believe that secondhand smoke in outdoor areas is harmful to their health and can interfere with their comfortable enjoyment of life, respectively. With the Planning Commission helping the city transform into a more natural, accessible, and active community through the 2024 to 2040 General Plan, there will inevitably be more residents spending time outdoors. There is no doubt that this vision will better the health of community members. However, an outdoor environment polluted by secondhand smoke will do more harm than good. According to the 2024 State of Tobacco Control report published annually by the American Lung Association, Montebello received a grade of an F for smoke-free outdoor air. Taking presumptive measures now to expand smoke-free outdoor area bolsters the general plan's impact of not only beautifying our city, but also strengthening our well-being. Our team is committed to continue to provide the information and education to Montebello community members and hopes that the city considers closing loopholes where smoking is still permitted. 24 jurisdictions across this county have adopted and implemented comprehensive smoke-free outdoor area ordinances. The cities of Pasadena, South Pasadena, Alhambra, Temple City, Baldwin Park, and Bell have adopted such ordinances. Our coalition hopes that the city of Montebello considers similar policy solutions to addressing this issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That concludes the speaker cards, Madam Chair.
Wonderful. Are there any questions or for the presentation that was just given?
Just as a reminder, as this is a non-agendized item, the commission is allowed to briefly respond to any comments, but need not engage in any extended discussion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on to the next item on our agenda. Are there any Planning Commission orals? Any announcements or future agenda items? Right, and I would like to call this meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.